It is the year 2022, and a new user on the GTA forums called TeapotTuber Hacker posted links to over 90 files, which took the world by storm. When people took a look at those clips, it was very clear that this was a new game that was being worked on, but people did not believe that this was GTA 6 and thought that this was like a Ubisoft game or something else.
I asked for
GTA 6 after RDR2.
Did you kill him? No, I didn't kill him. Oh, fuck. But I did.
Leak GTA 6.
Oh no!
Everybody was confused until we got this message from RockstarGames, not only confirming that the leak was true, but forcefully revealing that this footage was of the next Grand Theft Auto installment. Then 1 year went by and RockstarGames tweeted on November 18th that the month after that was gonna be the 25th anniversary, thanking the fans for all the passion that they had. And with this humbling messaging, CEO Sam Houser ended that thread saying, "We are very excited to let you know that in early December, we will release the first trailer of the next Grand Theft Auto. We look forward to many more years of sharing these experiences with all of you. Thank you, Sam Houser." People were absolutely astonished. They were super happy, dancing like Lance Vance, and then on December 1st, Trailer 1 for GTA 6 was officially announced. And then on December 4, again, RockstarGames got a leak with Trailer 1 being uploaded to Twitter saying "Buy BTC." Rockstar Panic uploaded Trailer 1 and everybody went wild and absolutely loved this trailer. 500 days later and Grand Theft Auto 6 was delayed to May 2026. But a couple of days later, a full website and Trailer 2 got shadow dropped, which took the internet by storm again, and the world was happy for a couple of hours. Then a couple months later, the game got delayed again to November 19 of 2026, which is the current and firm release date. And that brings us to the year of 2026, where the Ultimate Edition was announced. And now we are all caught up until this point, where Grand Theft Auto 6 an extended look is coming August 27 on Netflix exclusively at 3 p.m. ET, and then to YouTube for everybody to watch at 9 p.m. ET, which is 6 hours later. The goal of today's video is to inform you on what an extended look will look like based on every single piece of info we have gotten before. You're getting a history lesson of what Rockstar has revealed in terms of info per game, and we're gonna do the deepest dive you will see on YouTube about which gameplay features, story beats, places, characters will most certainly be shown and what is less likely to be seen when you click that play button on Netflix. It's a long video, so we have chapters in the description that you can check out. I have spent years researching GTA 6, that's kind of what I do, so you will get the most accurate info right here. Now let's get into what it means for Rockstar to reveal an extended look of Grand Theft Auto 6. The first time they did an extended look, and for a long period of time, they went and did a Game Informer world exclusive, and this started with Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. In this case, what happened is that the press went to Rockstar and they watched a demo that they could not touch. They took notes and then they wrote a very long article around screenshots Rockstar supplied. Nobody captured their own footage. So back in the day, this was all hands off, not hands on. These were demonstration and not playing sessions. And so these are this big article with a lot of text about the Golden State, showing off a little bit of San Andreas not being just a city but a state with 3 cities, San Fierro and Las Venturas. It talks about the home of the body bag with all the gang activities that you can do in this. You can see right here, it says 4-person drive-bys are some of the cooler features made possible by the improvement to the AI system. And they even show here in Los Santos, carjackers are a little bit more forceful than they are in Vice City. And I've actually never seen this animation ever. So you can see that that is a complete work in progress. And as you can see here, the models have changed. So this is, I think, supposed to be Big Smoke and Sweet, maybe? I don't even know who this is. So pretty cool to see that back in the day. Now, if we go to the next page, it gives us a little bit more features like breaking into the house and doing robberies. You can also see here a teaser of the basketball minigame, which we know will return in Grand Theft Auto 6. Of course, because of this little screenshot right here, where Jason is throwing the basketball, so actually playing basketball in this screenshot. And of course, we know even his house has a basketball hoop right there, so he clearly loves doing that. Coming back to the San Andreas reveal, they also showed that CJ can actually get fat, so I hope this will be also a feature in GTA 6. And then the last page is all about interiors and how they are rendered. It shows bikes being in GTA because that was never the case before that, and it shows how cool the lighting effect is from the police helicopter, which was unthinkable in Vice City and GTA 3. So that is a little bit of the big reveal for Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. The next one is Grand Theft Auto 4, also done with Game Informer, including also a very big press release with lots of texts talking about Nico Bellic being the protagonist and the fact that it takes place in Liberty City, again in New York, of course, focusing on the next gen console and the improved everything in this game compared to GTA San Andreas. Similar type of fashion with these screenshots that have its little text right here, Liberty City newly modeled. All screenshots were taken on an Xbox 360 debug unit, so not on the PC, not representative of the final quality of the graphics. And then here an image of Nico Bellic, who they then confirm is an Eastern European immigrant coming to Liberty City to live the American dream, with at the bottom left here the biggest part of the game being delivering a story in new ways and allowing the players to plot their own destiny. Then we got another page right here, and you kind of get the gist, right? It is just a lot of pages and a lot of text with some extra little pieces of info in the corners of these screenshots. And for Grand Theft Auto 5, this is the last time they did something big with Game Informer in terms of the GTA and Red Dead Redemption titles, showing off the protagonist right here with, again, a lot of other gameplay features, screenshots, and just a lot of text showing everything off. They show even a couple of missions right here, but it's actually kind of the same format as they did with all the other Game Informer issues for these Grand Theft Auto titles. The next piece of extended look in visual form, which is the first time they actually did this and popularized the whole format of doing gameplay trailers, was done by Rockstar Games themselves for the Grand Theft Auto 5 official gameplay video. And they basically laid out everything you can do in this game, starting with explaining the world. It opened with a narrator framing the San Andreas state, a sprawling satirical reimagining of the modern Southern California, spanning mountains and oceans, expensive stores and strip malls, urban decay, and untouched wilderness, over sweeping shots covering the whole geographic range in about 40 seconds, which is the first confirmation of how much it wasn't just a city. Then the three protagonists showed up, and the video explained how the three-character system would work, including each man's special ability. And then we had the character switching that was also introduced right there, with a Earth-style zoom, except for missions where they were close. Of course, there also was the heist system that was then introduced, which is the mainline system of the game, which showed that players can actually choose their approach. And then we also got basically everything else, which had a rapid montage of the non-crime layer, the car customization with paint jobs, golf, tennis, skydiving, cycling, yoga, hunting deer, scuba diving, etc. And of course, at the end, it gave us a teaser of Grand Theft Auto Online, which later then also got a gameplay trailer, but that was after release. Then for Red Dead Redemption 2, we got a gameplay gameplay trailer that was entirely captured from in-game footage presented in 4K pre-announced days ahead. And so for GTA 6, of course, we got almost 3 weeks to prepare for this coming out on Netflix. But with Red Dead Redemption 2, the narration set out the ambition of the game directly, a living world that isn't simply open but deeper, more interactive and more detailed than before, capturing the moment when the age of the outlaws ended. And it showed off a lot of stuff. It showed off the camp system as a hub, so the gang relocates and rebuilds the camp. Members eat, sleep, do chores and play games, and you gather food and supplies to keep morale up while getting to know them over time. A genuinely unusual thing to lead a gameplay trailer reveal with no shooting for the first minute and a half, because in a Red Dead game you would expect to have shooting and doing crimes, but a lot of this gameplay trailer in particular doesn't really show the action of everything. It shows the quiet moments that are being focused on for this game. And of course, if you've played Red Dead Redemption 2, you will know that this is a very slow game where you just kind of chill in the world and take everything in slowly. It is then in the second half that it gets more actiony, where they do show that guns are not the only way to engage. You can hail a passing rider, or you can talk yourself into or out of trouble with a local person right there. Even with the cops, you can convince them to just not go after you. Again, showing that this world is way deeper than just a random third-person shooter. And of course, it also showed off the bond you have with your horse and how important that is for the gameplay itself. Of course, there's also some weapon reveals and how this system works, which is very cool. And then they do something that they've never done before in gameplay trailers, which is saying that there is gonna come another gameplay trailer, which is gameplay trailer part 2. And that is the one that showcases the most about action, doing heists and all that other type of stuff. And that one came out 3 weeks ahead of launch. And this was the payoff half for everybody waiting, where they now can see all the cool action that was going on, starting with this train robbery right here. And there were also encounters with rival gangs and outlaws evading lawmen, plus the new and expanded Deadeye system. And again, this was all entirely in-game footage, which also focused on how the game pulls you into missions and activities organically rather than through menus. And then at the end of the trailer, something nobody really expected was the first person reveal, which was a cool little feature. I don't think a lot of people really use this, but it is so cool, and I definitely think it's going to be in GTA 6. Maybe we'll see a little bit of that in the extended look. Right now, let's look at what we can expect for the GTA 6 expanded look now that we have all the information about the history of Rockstar Games' info drops in a big exclusive look. Let's start compiling what we know. So before predicting the content, it's worth locking this down. It premieres on Netflix August 27, 3 p.m. ET. It hits the Rockstar YouTube channel 6 hours later at 9 p.m. ET. Netflix's announcement came from Vice President of Non-Fiction Series, and Netflix filed it under Crime Films and Action Adventure Films. Rockstar has titled it an extended look and not trailer 3, and the runtime is unconfirmed. There is a 20-minute figure circulating around, sourced to a Netflix support agent, but treat that as a rumor, not a fact. And it arrived roughly 12 weeks before the November 19, 2026 launch of the game. And as we know, Rockstar confirmed GTA 6 to be a single-player experience. My instinct about what we're probably gonna get is a tone and density of the Game Informer cover stories delivered in the shape of an official gameplay video. Let's talk also about the modern landscape outside of Rockstar Games, because since 2018, the deep dive gameplay trailers have become a standardized marketing beat. Ghost of Yotai got a 20-minute state of play in July 2025, hosted on camera by 2 creative directors. 007 First Light got a 30-minute state of play in September 2025, built around one uninterrupted mission playthrough with developer commentary appended after the gameplay rather than over it. Nearly every single big player release now gets one of these roughly 2 to 3 months out. Rockstar will probably not copy the developer on camera element, as Rockstar never really actually go and show who is working on the game. Even the CEO is almost nowhere to be found online. They have never done it and there's no reason to start now. But the length norm has moved. In 2013, 5 minutes was very generous. In 2026, 15 to 20 minutes is standard for a game of this profile. That is by far the strongest argument for the 20-minute rumor being roughly right. So let's finally talk about the shape of the video. You sit down, you go to Netflix, you click that thumbnail, you click on play, and you go and watch this extended look of GTA 6. I'm so hyped for this. Here is the running order that I'm betting on, built from these 3 Rockstar gameplay videos and everything else. So I think if we go for a 20-minute mini documentary gameplay video style, the first 1.5 minutes is going to be aerial and drive-through establishment of Leonida itself. The narrator sets the premise, possibly a bit of Jason and Lucia, dialogue starting, showing off the whole world and how big this map finally is. Then you have 1 minute 30 to about 4 minute 30, which shows a region by region tour. So Vice City, the Keys, the Grassrivers, Port Gellhorn, Ambrosia, Mount Kalaga, and some other potential new places that will be shown off. From 4:30 to 7:30, we have Jason and Lucia introduced properly, which is the switch system that is going to be new and the relationship system we know from the leaks. Then 7 minute 30 to 9 minute 30, we have the side characters. So Brian, Cal, Booby, Draquan, Real Dimes, Raw, in some mission context, of course, along with some side activities and stuff. Then from 9 minute 30 to 14 minutes, we have robbery, escalation, police, escape, just kind of the action part of it. And then 14 minutes to like 17.5 minutes, we get vehicles, water, wildlife, activities, customization, and more of the world's texture overall. And then from 17:30 to about the end, we have a deliberate surprise, and we have the title card and the date. So that is basically what is gonna happen in my opinion, but let's dive even deeper into that. Rockstar's habit of ending on a withheld reveal is consistent across every one of these videos. GTA 5 teased GTA Online at the very end, and Red Dead Redemption 2 in the second gameplay video held the first person mode for the final couple of seconds. So there will be something at the end of Grand Theft Auto 6's extended look. So here's a couple of things that are near certain about this presentation. It's probably going to be an unnamed narrator out of game, calm, with a documentary flat style narration. They might do something new and give us the actor of Jason and Lucia talking about the game and giving a little "hi, this is me," and maybe they'll do a whole marketing tour around the world doing interviews, kind of like how Marvel movies or any basically big movie does it. Also, certainly the gameplay will be all in engine, captured on PS5 or maybe PS5 Pro. Trailer 2 already stated explicitly that it was captured on that console, and Rockstar has claimed in-engine capture every one of these videos going back to the PS3 GTA 5 footage. And of course, Sony is gonna get their little marketing thing that says plays best on PS5. Another certainty we'll have is the HUD being on screen. This is the single most misunderstood thing about the format. These videos are not cinematic shorts anymore. The GTA 5 gameplay video showed the redesigned rectangular minimap, health and armor bars, the special ability bars, and the weapon wheel, as well as the character wheels, because demonstrating the interface is part of demonstrating the game. Let's now talk about explicitly the world and what we will see in Leonida in depth. GTA 5 opened roughly with 40 seconds of establishing San Andreas, and for GTA 5 we already got a lot of places being shown. And of course it has to start with Vice City, everything in access. So this is what you can expect, because Rockstar has already told us what they want to show off. The pastel art deco hotels and the white sands of Ocean Beach. You have Little Cuba, you have the bootleg brands, and you have Vice City Port. All of this are visual set pieces written into the marketing that has already been done and will be expanded upon in Grand Theft Auto 6's extended look. So shots that are pretty likely to be there are Ocean Drive at like golden hour, the neighborhood to neighborhood transitions, downtown from from above at night, the beach crowds, basically the video versions of all these screenshots that we have been given last year. Of course, we will see more of the Leonida Keys, which is Jason's home turf in the game's opening act, and this frames as a low-key casual spot which sits right next to some of the most beautiful and dangerous waters in America. And things to expect here are the overseas highway chain, the seaplanes, boat parties, dive bars, stilt houses, and crazy characters, crazy little animals, which I'm very excited to see. Then we'll probably look at the Grassrivers. This is where Rockstar sells the "this is not just a city" type of game, where you get shown that the gators are a famous attraction here, but also there are deadly predators and weirder discoveries among the mangroves. So things you can expect here are airboats, alligators, hunting, a lot of fog in the swamp, and a lot of animals that will probably kill an NPC in that extended look. Then we got Port Gellhorn, tonally the most distinctive region, most likely the one that surprises a lot of people who only watch the trailers. This is where there's a lot of drug running going on, and you know, everybody is trying to probably kill you there. So a lot of shots that you can likely see is the starlit motel, dirt bikes, the bonfire party, boarded up storefronts, and from leak era knowledge of 2022, this region also contains a bingo hall, a bowling alley, a trailer park, a pawn shop, wastewater plant, and multiple gentlemen's clubs, and an unusual amount of interior variety for a secondary town. Then we have also the Ambrosia area, which is ran by a biker gang, and you will probably see a lot of shots of those cane fields burning, the refinery we can probably see, the more of the biker club, and just the interactions with the whole like political system that's going on there, because that's supposed to be like a part of that town. There's like an election going on, at least in one of these screenshots. So I'm very curious about how this all weaves into the story of Jason and Lucia. And then last but not least, we have Mount Kalaga that we are going to be shown probably, which is the northern frontier, hunting, fishing, off-road trails, a lot of cool backwoods with hillbilly mystics and paranoid radicals living far from the government. And yeah, we can probably see a lot of just jungle area basically going on there. I'm very excited about Mount Kalaga, and maybe we'll even see the northern border. Talking about that, let's talk about the map reveal, because I don't think Rockstar will show the full map. They've never done this for GTA 5 or RDR2, and I don't think they will do this again. If they show off the map, they will probably just show off the whole map, just everything, which I don't think they will do. You know, the closest we'll get is some big sweeping aerial shots that then the mapping community will be able to triangulate, because the community map will do the rest within 48 hours basically. Then we have all the characters that will be shown in Grand Theft Auto 6, and I think we'll just get some missions with these characters, a lot of dialogue that they have, informing them about who these characters actually are. Again, maybe we'll see the cast of the characters. It's pretty unlikely, but Rockstar is always innovating with their marketing, so this could be something new that they will do. Again, going back to that whole real life marketing press tour with interviews all around the globe. If so, I want to go and interview Jason and Lucia, of course. But yeah, you have Jason and Lucia, who are the main characters. You also have Brian Heather, who is Jason's landlord at the beginning of the game, who runs basically a drug empire. Then you have Cal Hampton, which is probably the comic relief character. You have Booby Ike, who is all about the real estate part of the game. Then you have Draquan Priest, who is all about the music, and you have the Real Dimes, all about social media, and Raul Batista, all about the heist. Now, there is a little bit of a wild card, because we don't know who the antagonist of the story is. Neither the trailer nor the site has given us a clear one, and the only dude who kind of seems like an antagonist is this random police guy. We don't know who he is, but he does have a voice line in the trailer, even though he is not named named as a character on the website and not revealed with any name or whatever at all. And other characters that are revealed don't even have voice lines, or in Booby Ike's case, he doesn't even get to be in any of these trailers at all, as well as Raul Batista. So what's that all about? We don't know. We might find out. Let's dive a little bit deeper into the story, because Rockstar's discipline here is consistent, with the gameplay video showing the systems and not the plot. RDR2 spent its first 90 seconds on camps and chores, but it doesn't really dive too deep into the actual story of the game, more so the world and the features, and from that we can gather what the story is. So what we'll most likely get is the premise restated, an easy score going wrong, and the fallout dragging them into something statewide, with Jason and Lucia as the dynamic emotional spine of the story. We'll probably see the mission types rather than mission events: robbery, smuggling, a heist, a chase, things like that, and faction textures, so like the bikers in Ambrosia, the Keys smuggling network, the Vice City music scene, and whatever is happening in the Grassrivers, maybe the hunting, things like that. Now, what we probably won't see is any Act 2 or Act 3 material. However, in Red Dead Redemption 2's gameplay trailer, when they revealed the camp system, they showed the camp of the very last chapter. So maybe there's something that we, at the time of watching the first look, don't know will be near the end of the game, and then later we'll find out. We probably also won't get the plan of the antagonist, like what is he up to with Jason and Lucia, and anything resembling the ending at all, in my opinion. Now let's talk about the actual meat, the gameplay, because this is what everybody is tuning in for. And so we have a couple of tiers, from certain near to appear in the first look to, I don't know, maybe let's not expect this. So first of all, let's talk about what is probably gonna be there near certain. Of course, we have the character switching. GTA 5 devoted real screen time to explaining this switch wheel and the Google Earth style zoom. GTA 6 has to do the equivalent, at least for a brief period of time. Some of the leaks suggest that the switching wheel has 3 states rather than 2, which you would expect for Jason and Lucia. So you have one for Jason solo, one for Lucia solo, and a dual control mode where the pair operate together, and you basically play as either one, and then the other one of the duo control mode is an NPC that you can control. Like, follow me, stay here. If you ever played Ratchet and Clank, basically what you do to the Clank boss. The weapon wheel might have like a control thing of stay, follow, shoot, hide, whatever. And if that's real, it's the single most demoable new idea in the game, and it will be in this video. Something to watch for would be the transition and how it's animated and how it will be in the game. I would love it if it's like a fly through the city. If you are as Jason in Leonida Keys and Lucia is in Vice City, it just doesn't really zoom out, but it just flies through the whole map, which would be insane, especially now that it's possible with like the hardware and of course software that Rockstar has been cooking up. The next thing we'll near certainly see is the Robbery Loop. So this is GTA 6's equivalent of the GTA 5 heist section. The headline system at the time, the 2022 leaked footage showed a full robbery vocabulary, you know, aiming a weapon at a cashier, ordering people to the floor, restraining an NPC with zip ties, grabbing cash, telling your partner to check in or hold position, and even the option to surrender. So expect a complete robbery sequence start to finish. The witness and police system is the next one that's very near certain. It is the most substantive and mechanical change we know about. Leaked footage showed a time until cops dispatched counter as Jason and Lucia is doing a crime, in this case that robbery we just talked about, and every NPC that is there gets a witness icon above their heads that escalate from yellow to red, and a wanted level readout distinguishing between no description, partial description, and full description, including a separate description tracked for your vehicle, with a tip stating that any vehicle you're seen entering becomes known to the law enforcement. And there was also a CCT detection meter, so security cameras are also going to be a big deal in this game, especially in terms of the wanted level system. And the police doesn't just shoot at you, they wait outside rather than storming in. So this is a system that really does reward planning. Cover your face, control your witnesses, switching cars, and this is exactly the thing that the narrators will explain in the video, because it's invisible visible in just a random cinematic trailer. Another near certain thing is driving. So every leak and every claim about the game says that driving is a generational leap. It's heavier, more physical, with far more detailed damage modeling. So watch for panels separating, hoods folding, and sparks on contact. Expect a big car chase in this video. And the last one most certainly will be weather. Hurricane system, so maybe they have been cooking up some crazy weather system. You know, leaked footage from 2022 already showed fog and wind effects that read as a storm system. And also a weather set piece is one of the easiest ways to make a trailer look expensive, and Rockstar knows that. Now we get into tier 2, which is things that are likely to be shown. Of course, we have interiors. Trailer 1 and 2 already strongly suggest that there's going to be a lot of 3D interiors. We might have special abilities, which are pretty likely, but we don't really know how important they are to this game compared to GTA 5. In GTA 5, they weren't really that important, especially with GTA Online, you don't even have that there. The new interaction system, so greet and antagonize, just like in Red Dead Redemption 2, but more in depth. We'll probably get vehicle theft as a real system, so slim gyms for older cars, an immobilizer bypass tool for luxury vehicles, and events referencing failed attempts is all things we've seen in the leak, so they're probably gonna go and talk about that too. And car theft that will fail is something that we haven't really seen yet. Sure, NPCs in previous games will get mad and throw you out of the car if they have the time to do so, but not during the robbery. It's also likely we get to see more of the water life. Of course, this is Florida, there's so much water there. Boats, jet skis, diving. The Keys copy on the website warns that you're on the doorstep of dangerous waters, and leaks also list like underwater ruins and research facilities. Also something like a whale graveyard, so maybe we'll see that. Very likely to see is also the wildlife, alligators, iguanas, deer, birds, snakes, and of course very likely customization, so clothing, vehicles, hair, facial hair growth, tattoos, maybe even getting fat or getting skinny, going to the gym. Now we're getting into tier 3, which is a coin flip. We'll probably see it, but maybe not exactly the way I described it. Firstly, talking about the full heist sequence with Rawls' presence arguing for this, because we've seen that there's going to be some big robberies, Fast and Furious style. It's going to be super cool, so maybe we'll see a part of that, maybe not the whole heist. Another one is first person mode. Maybe they'll show it off, maybe not. Another one, I think, I'm putting this in tier 3, but I actually think it's going to be in tier 1, is the phone and the social media, because trailer 1 showed a vertical social media platform, kind of different platforms. They showed live streaming, Instagram, like TikTok, every type of social platform there basically is, and also just regular TV in trailer 2. And there's also CCTV footage and body cam footage as media, with even UIs showing there. So I think that this is going to be one of the bigger parts of the game that hasn't been leaked or anything. They've just been working on this a long time, so definitely look out for that. Another coin flip is property ownership and business. Leaked material pointed at purchasable properties and money laundering, but maybe Rockstar will hold the whole economy layer of this game for like a later marketing beat. Also, a coin flip is weight, fitness, and stat systems. Of course, customization is very likely to be shown, but the weight, we haven't really seen any fat Jasons or Lucias, so who knows if that's going to be even in the game. And also a coin flip will be radio stations and licensed music. I don't know if we will get a custom soundtrack for this or just some songs that are actually going to be licensed. So I would love for it to be actual GTA 6 music and not radio station music, which they've done in previous gameplay trailers. And in tier 4, what not to expect, online or multiplayer. Obviously, Rockstar has stated that GTA 6 is a single player experience. GTA 5's video teased online at the end, but that's because the game shipped with it, and GTA 6 apparently doesn't ship with online. PC, also don't expect an announcement for PC, don't expect the full map, and also, that's a good one, don't expect a delay. I think it's gonna definitely come out. Next up, let's talk a little bit about the technical layer. So the video won't narrate this, but the community will freeze frame everything within minutes of it releasing. From trailer 1 analysis, you know, we have ray traced global illumination in use, ray traced reflections mixed with screen space. We have also traditional shadow maps rather than RT shadows, with many shots landing at or below 1440p, and a performance target that looks like 1440p 30 FPS. Character rendering leans stylized realism over strict photorealism, even though in trailer 2 it started looking super realistic. We'll have more info about the hair and necklaces and earrings having physics and stuff. Water is dynamically improved. Traffic and pedestrian destiny are substantially up. There's dynamic LOD systems that kind of behaves like Unreal's Nanite in some type of way. Take-Two's patent portfolio adds context on where the engineering effort has gone, including sparse fluid simulation systems for things like sweat, tears, and blood flowing realistically over 3D surfaces, computed on a 2D plane and mapped back onto the model. And so what to watch for on August 27th is whether the footage is actually gonna be locked at 30 FPS again, and of course if there's an acknowledgement of 60 FPS performance mode anywhere. Let's now talk about the HUD of the game, starting with the minimap, and we honestly do not know what we will see because yeah, we have some descriptions of the leaks being the HUD looking pink and white. That was, you know, back before they hired actual UI designers, and yes, we've had job listings of UI and UX designers actually coming into Rockstar working on this HUD system, but things we'll see inside of the HUD is the minimap, the wanted level, the description readout and all the info boxes, the weapon wheel, the characters wheel, the relationship or honor meeting, and contextual prompts like examine loot or restrain or command, stuff like that. So lastly, what is Rockstar gonna hold back? Because in every one of these videos, it ends with something that's being withheld to the audience, especially with Red Dead Redemption 2, who splits the whole gameplay look into 2 videos. So in the case for a part 2, which worked in 2018, it basically doubles the marketing service, and 12 weeks is a long runway with nothing else scheduled between then and launch. But at the other side, you know, we haven't had a lot of material apart from trailer 1 and 2. So I do really hope at the end of the extended look we will get a part 2 with a date immediately. Like this is where we get a part 2 of the new gameplay trailer or anything. And then I also have to talk about the creator notes. I see a lot of rumors and things being said about the creator space. I haven't talked about this the entire video because I wanted to hype you up, but for creators it seems that we have to wait 6 hours before we can actually upload our, you know, reaction videos, our breakdowns and that type of stuff. There are some people claiming that they've talked to Netflix reps and that they are allowing reaction videos. I don't believe that. I think that's complete baloney because no Netflix type of media ever has allowed anything being redistributed on any other platform while it's live. So even within these 6 hours, if you are posting something on YouTube of that extended look, maybe Netflix will allow it, but Take-Two Interactive, who owns Rockstar Games, is gonna take it down. Have you ever watched a boxing match on Netflix and then looked at YouTube and somebody does a reaction live stream and they show the actual boxing match? No, that's not how it works. So I think that people are way too optimistic about this, and I hope that Rockstar Games themselves makes a statement about this because I don't really care about it. It just gives me time to make a lot of cool videos. It's gonna be an awkward kind of timing that's gonna happen right there. So yeah, we will just have to wait and see. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you are excited about, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.